It was so magical, mystical, magnificent, and more.
Hi, this is Jim and Sharon with Drive to Ride, and as you know, we retired here about 4 months ago, and we have been traveling around the United States seeing things that we've never had the opportunity to go see before. And recently we were in Colorado Springs, and we went to see a site that we had long wanted to go see.
Garden of the Gods. It was on my bucket list. It was so magical, mystical, magnificent, and more. I loved it. So you come along for the ride and see if you don't think that it's the same as I do. Wonderful.
Yeah. So we had the camera going, and so we'll show you some of the sights that we saw and the video and some of the stills. You'll enjoy it. We were camped in Colorado Springs, way up on top of a hill, and it was within sight of Garden of the Gods.
So here I am, standing in front of the sign of Garden of the Gods. So we're going to give you a little history as we drive through the park.
The earliest Europeans to find the rock formation referred to it as Red Rock Corral. As for the name Garden of the Gods, the story is told that back in 1859, 2 surveyors came across it, and one of them suggested that it make a great beer garden. His companion said, "Why, it's fit for the gods to assemble." So they called it the Garden of the Gods from there on.
In 1879, Charles Eliot Perkins purchased 480 acres of this area, and upon his death in 1909, his family gave to the city of Colorado Springs this land with the provision that it be a free public park. And from that time, and it remains today, a free public park.
Garden of the Gods is home to a wide variety of animal life. The folks you see pulling off here over to the side are looking at a herd of deer that were just out of sight of our camera.
As we pull into the parking area, the big rock ahead of you is called Steamboat Rock. This sign shows a bunch of the rock formations and the names they've called them. They have fun names. There is the Kissing Camels, the Sleeping Giant, Siamese Twins. Even for your Star Trek fans, there's one called Yoda.
The wildlife in the park are obviously accustomed to having people around taking their picture. This fellow was busy eating, and we didn't bother him at all. So we're here and in Garden of the Gods, and somebody pointed out to us there's a guy right up here on top of that pinnacle, or at least maybe 2. Way up there anyway. Guy's got more guts than I do.
On the walkway here, the elevation is 6,400 feet. And of course, we saw the climbers are much higher than that.
There is a diverse animal population in Garden of the Gods, and as this sign indicates, you should stay on the path. Great idea. 1971, the Garden of the Gods became a national natural landmark. Over the years, the city has continued to add to the park, and today it consists of 1,364 acres. And in 1995, a visitor center was added.
Throughout the park, there's many shaped rocks of all different colors, red, orange, pink, and gray. They've been shaped by erosion. They're made out of sandstone, and some of them have limestone. And they've been created at the time the Rockies were uplifted.
Because of the crowds, we had to come by here 3 times before we could find a parking place to get these shots.
This one is the gray rock. It's kind of unusual. It's made all from limestone, where most of them are sandstone and limestone combinations. So the usual ride is between 60 and 90 minutes. But there's so many places to stop and look and see the beautiful, magical views that it took us 2 hours to see the park and enjoyed the enchanting place.
The balancing rock is the product of years of wind erosion, and it's one of the most popular stops in Garden of the Gods. People love to climb all over it and get their picture taken right down there in that crevice where it looks like the rock might topple over at any moment.
One of the spectacular views that you can see is Pikes Peak, as it's between the mountains there and the arrow pointing. It is 14,115 feet tall.
Overall, a ride through Garden of the Gods is really very pleasant. It is not technical, but a motorcyclist is going to have to be aware that there are things that can get out in the road, cars, pedestrians, and animals. There's also some sloping areas in the road, so that as you come up to a stop sign, you're going to have to be aware of foot placement and that kind of thing. But it's not a technical ride. It's really very enjoyable, and the scenery makes it well worthwhile. Okay, so I think you'll agree that Garden of the Gods is really a very special place to visit.
It is an amazing, awesome, and marvelous ride. It was on my bucket list, and you too need to put it on your bucket list. It's something you need to go see. Yeah. So come ride with us again.
Yeah, if you like this kind of content, we'd appreciate a subscribe and give us a thumbs up on it. It helps.
Yes, amazing, awesome. I can't think of all the wonderful A words.
Subscribe to the channel. Anything else?
No, you gotta go see it. Put it on your bucket list.
Put it on your bucket list.
Really great.
Okay, so I think you'll agree that Garden of the Gods is really a very special place to go see, and I think you'll So I think you'll agree that Garden of the Gods is really a very okay.
All right, let's start over.
Okay, take 65. Thanks for watching us.
Okay.
Howdy, partner. Now you come along for the ride, and you come and subscribe, and, thumbs up, hit that bell.